Hey everyone, it's Jack here, Talk Norwich City. Hope you're all doing very well. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Why not hit subscribe? We produce consistent Norwich City content. We are the #1 Norwich City fan channel. Back today to talk about Max Aarons and also a few other little bits surrounding Norwich City's January transfer window in general. It was Dean Smith's press conference ahead of West Ham and Everton coming up this week. A busy week for Norwich City with games on Wednesday and also Saturday. And of course, we're in the middle of a transfer window as well. A transfer window where Norwich City fans will be hoping to see some kind of activity with ins rather than outs. Sadly, though, it looks that Norwich City won't be making any signings, according to Norwich City manager Dean Smith. He said that he can't see anything happening this month. And I don't think it comes as too much of a shock. Norwich City went about business very boldly in the summer. They spent significant money for them. It was a large outlay on players like Josh Sargent, Christos Jolis, making the signings permanent of Ben Gibson and Dimitri Yanoulis, Angus Gunn, Pierre Lemalou, all of these players coming in with fairly significant wages and also transfer fees. Of course, they sold Emi Buendia in the summer, which would have offset some of that, but still a fairly punchy outlay for Norwich in the summer. And I think, well, I know that they would have hoped that signings would have been certainly more successful than they've showed so far. Only really Milo Rashica, out of all of the new signings, permanent signings, has kind of hit the ground running. Of course, Matthias Norman has been good when he's played, but sadly he's been injured more often than not. Norwich are rock bottom in the Premier League, have scored 8 Premier League goals all season, scraped past League One Charlton at the weekend, and in clear need of some more quality all over the pitch. As Dean Smith says, though, he can't see too much happening in this transfer window, at least. Now, there's a few things to look at here. I think it's been made clear in the past that Norwich are a club that probably need to sell before they buy, and the sale of Emi Buendia certainly helped with the purchases over the summer. They'll probably need to do that again if we want to sign quality. The two kind of assets that have been talked about of being moved on are that of Todd Cantwell and Max Aarons. Todd has hardly played this season due to injuries and COVID and probably fallings out with Daniel Farke. He's been ill recently, hence why he's not being played. Dean Smith said he will probably be in the squad for West Ham. Apparently Newcastle interested in him. And the other one is Max Aarons, and this is an interesting one because clearly probably one of the most valuable players in the Norwich City setup at the moment. Young, has played or will play, if he does play, his 150th game for Norwich City on Wednesday, which at the age of 22 is a remarkable statistic, consistently high quality for Norwich City. But he's given the Championship a crack already. And it looks likely that Norwich City will be playing their football in that division next season. It's unlikely that he'll want to play there again, nor should he really be playing there again. He's good enough for the Premier League, and Norwich will be looking to cash in at a premium. Now, whether there's any suitable clubs that want him in January is another question, but much like Todd Cantwell, I think if the price is right, he will be sold. Now, the fact that Ballymumba has been loaned out to Peterborough probably rules out a January move, but I suspect that he'll be going in the summer. And like I say, with a lot of Norwich City's talent, if the price is right, then Norwich City will sell. There is probably backup there. You could probably play Brandon Williams out there and play Yanoulis down the left. Sam Byram's coming back to fitness. He can play right back. So they're your two players that will probably need to be sold to go and purchase more quality. I would have thought that Todd Cantwell is the more likely of those two to leave, considering he's not really in favour with the past manager. I think Dean Smith likes him, but probably hasn't seen the best from him. And Stuart Webber, I think, has said before that if the price comes in this January, then he will be sold. I think the other thing we need to look at is if we really wanted to, we could find money somewhere to spend in January, but will a £5-10 million purchase be enough to keep Norwich City in this division? It's probably unlikely. And having already spent big in the summer for Norwich City standards, they will be wary that they don't want to get it wrong again, and they don't want to get it wrong in the Premier League again. So could they, and I think this is probably likely, be saving their powder for the summer to then prepare and try and go again in the Championship? I think that's probably the way that Norwich City are headed. Now, I'm not saying that they're waving the white flag already, but you look at the table and you look at the probability of this football club staying in the division, it's looking very unlikely. And Norwich City, simply under the current ownership, don't have the assets to go out and do a Newcastle and sign a Kieran Trippier and whoever else that they're going to sign this January. Newcastle are in a very similar situation to Norwich points-wise and performance-wise this season, but they've got that unlimited pot of cash to dip into. Norwich don't. Now, whatever you think of the ownership model, that is where we are. There are positives to this ownership model, and there are also negatives, this being one of them. We're in a sorry state at the moment, and sadly we don't seem to have the resource to turn that around. So, as Dean Smith says, unlikely that we'll sign unless we sell. Todd Cantwell probably the likely of the two big names to go. Max, I suspect, will probably be a summer departure. What do you think about it all? Are you disappointed to hear that we won't be signing in January, or are you glad that we're maybe taking a longer term view at this to maybe go again in the summer once the dust settles? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye.